Yeah, I've got to do at least a last Pacquiao video, as the fight's going to be on Saturday. I'm going to do more videos obviously at some point, but I made a commitment and I'm glad I stuck to it, and I appreciate all of you helping me to make that commitment. You know, to regularly make Manny Pacquiao videos right up until the Errol Spence fight. Obviously, unfortunately, Errol Spence is injured, so Ugas has replaced Pacquiao. Now I want to be honest with you guys. Obviously, when it first happened, I was absolutely gutted, so disappointed, like all of you. And I was going to do a reaction video, and then I kind of decided not to do it. I don't want to go down a negative road. I'm doing the best I can to stay positive in my own life, and I'm succeeding at it at the moment. So I don't want to start making accusations when I don't know the facts, when I don't really know what happened. And I've got a lot of respect for, well, I've got respect for everyone, but especially the boxers. And so I don't want to start saying, well, Errol Spence, he ducked Manny Pacquiao and the injury is not real, because I don't know. I don't know the full extent of the truth. Obviously, people have got their opinions, and I did watch other videos, so I don't really want to say the same things that have been said already. I just want to kind of move on, keep things positive. Obviously, it's disappointing. I wish it would have been Errol Spence, because he's a brilliant fighter, and it's just such a more intriguing fight. But listen, right? Like a good friend of mine used to say, something's better than nothing. At least we're getting a Pacquiao fight. I still think you can't take Ugas lightly, because you never know, and we've seen it happen in boxing. We saw it with Anthony Joshua when he took Andy Ruiz lightly and he got beaten. We've seen it with various other fighters, especially around this COVID lockdown time. So, and also, we don't know if this is Pacquiao's last fight. But what I really want to talk about in this video is, I'm sticking to my guns what I said. I personally believe Manny Pacquiao is the greatest fighter of all time boxer. Now, it's funny how, I'm not saying I was the first person to say that, because obviously I wasn't, but there weren't as many people saying it online now, or maybe this is just what I'm focusing on, than when I said it several months ago. And obviously a lot of you agreed on me, because you're going to be biased, and I appreciate that, because you're Pacquiao fans. But I'm not being biased, I'm just being honest. You know, like I said, for me, no one's achieved what he's achieved in boxing. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. And obviously it's my personal choice. There's a lot of other boxers that I love, so it wasn't easy to make this decision. It was something that I had to make over a long period of time. But now, so many people are saying it, you know, boxing trainers, fellow boxers, YouTubers, just the everyday Joe public. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to disagree, and that's great. You're never going to agree with everyone. And it doesn't bother me whether people agree with me or not. It's my opinion, and I believe it to be true. So it's just unbelievable when you think he's going to be 43 and he's still going. And I've got to say, guys, to be honest, the way he's trained throughout this whole training camp inspired me to really train and push hard in my own personal life and goals. But yeah, I don't think that's a silly statement to make. I think you can say that without any hesitation, and it's not a silly thing to say that Manny Pacquiao is the greatest fighter so far that's ever lived. Now, obviously, people can disagree, or you can say he's top 5 or top 10. Personally, I think he's the greatest because of what he has achieved in the ring, because of how he's done it, and because of the way he's conducted himself outside of the ring. And even when he's made mistakes, he's been honest about it, and I always appreciate that. He spoke about, you know, he quit womanizing, drinking alcohol, cheating on his wife. Obviously, he found God, and he helps people, and he gives a lot of money to charity, and he sets a good example. He doesn't badmouth people, he doesn't trash talk. For me, that also plays a part in my decision. But even if he was to trash talk, which he doesn't, just based on his boxing accomplishments alone, that's what makes me come to this conclusion. But I don't mind when people say they disagree with me or they disagree with other people, because that's your opinion and you should have your own opinion. But like I said before, I like to look at the facts. The facts don't lie. He's an 8-weight world champion. He's been going for years now. You know, he's in a different era. And when you look back at where he started off at, I think he started off at flyweight. We know the story when he first boxed, he didn't even make minimum weight. He had to put rocks in his shorts, so when he got on the scales, he weighed a bit more so he could fight. And you just see the legends that he's beaten. Yeah, he's had 7 losses. Like I said, who cares? For me, that's what makes him a great champion. No one's perfect. And just because you don't lose a fight doesn't necessarily make you better than another fighter. So the way he's come back for me, he's unbelievable. What can you say? You can't really say nothing. You can't really fault Pacquiao because he fights the best, doesn't duck anyone. He's won the majority of his fights. He's lost. Yeah, he's lost to Mayweather. Everyone's lost to Mayweather. You know, there's an argument that some people think Pacquiao won the fight. I know some people are going to say that's ridiculous. Look, Mayweather got decision. I'm not going to dispute that. But he gave him a hell of a fight. And even Mayweather said, after fighting Pacquiao, now I know why he's a Hall of Famer. Now I know why he's an elite legend. So there's always going to be that opinion. You're going to get people that are going to say Mayweather was better, he had a better career. You're going to get people that are going to say Pacquiao. But for me, his accomplishments are just, he's surpassed Mayweather's, it's a fact, he's surpassed Mayweather's accomplishments. But yes, I agree, Mayweather beat him. So there's always that argument, but that's fine. But irrespective of that argument and your opinion, which I respect, my opinion is he's the greatest because of the way he done it, how he done it. Being a smaller man, you know, they say don't judge a book by its cover. Really true statement. And he's 5'5", 5'6". You know, stereotypically, he's not tall compared to the average man. He beats up big men. He's relentless. He's unbelievable. Gets knocked out by Marquez. That was a horrendous knockout, and just gets up and says, "I'm all right. You know, I'll come back. I'll be back. No problem. It's boxing. It happens." How can you fault that? How can you hate on that? If you hate someone like that, then you're just a hater. You're just a sore loser. You're just jealous. Because you have to give him credit where credit's due. He's an unbelievable fighter in the way he's done it, and the fact that, you know, just the fact that he said, "I'll fight Errol Spence." You know, Errol Spence is a fantastic fighter, and you know, and he's a gentleman. Like, the first thing he said was, he's got real classes. You know, what do you think about? Are you disappointed? I hope Errol Spence gets well. That's the most important thing. He's an absolute gentleman, man. Obviously, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. We're all human, and we're not saying anybody is, but he's a legend. And when you say he's great, he's brilliant, you're not exaggerating. You're not being dramatic. It's he's earned that, and the entertainment. So phenomenal fighter, unbelievable, and unbelievable human being, and you know, helping, giving charity. He's a great role model for kids, or for all ages, all backgrounds, all different genders. It doesn't matter, and he's just ferocious. So my prediction for this fight, I think Pacquiao's going to win. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. I don't know that much about Ugas. All I know is he's a good fighter. He's a world champion. Apparently, people feel that he beat Sean Porter, but he didn't get the decision. He's in great shape. He's coming from a great lineage of boxing, of Cuban. I hope I've got that right. I think he's a former Olympian. He's a good fighter, and I think it's not going to be easy for Pacquiao. Obviously, Pacquiao's getting on. He's going to be 43. He's been reigning for years. He's fought so many good fighters. I believe Ugas is about 35. He's younger. He's hungry. He's got nothing to lose. He wants to keep his belt. So I think it's going to be a tough fight. But I think Pacquiao is going to win on points. I don't think there's going to be a knockout in this fight. But again, predictions usually don't mean anything. I could be completely wrong. You know, anything can happen in boxing. But you know, this is really celebrating an illustrious, fantastic career. And you know, it's true. There's never going to be another Manny Pacquiao. You know, there just isn't. The way he's done it, how he's done it. There's always going to be great fighters, and who knows? There might be a fighter at some point, probably not in our lifetime, that might surpass Pacquiao's achievements. But he's one of a kind. He's a legend. Can't really say any more. So That's all I've really got to say on the matter. And yeah, I just want to move on, be positive, put it behind us. It's a shame, you know, I was looking forward to the Spence fight, but it's life, things happen, challenges. What's the point of getting negative about it? That's not going to do it. It's not going to make the fight happen. Obviously, we all reacted like that initially. I want to move on. Let's look forward to this fight, and hopefully Errol Spence recovers. He's fine. He can come back and fight. And who knows? We might get to see Pacquiao Spence. I doubt it, but you never know. Anything can happen. This could be his last fight. I was even thinking, you never know, if Pacquiao wins in a great fashion and Crawford wins, we might get Pacquiao Crawford, or you just never know. Who knows, all right? So let's enjoy the fight Saturday. My prediction is Pacquiao is going to win a decision on points. It's going to be a tough fight, but I think his speed, his power, his hunger, his experience is going to be a little bit too much for Ugas. But I think Ugas is going to trouble Pacquiao in some of the rounds. He's going to be tough, but eventually Pacquiao will wear him out. And speed, hunger, experience, and Pacquiao's in a great place. Those things are going to make the difference, in my opinion. And maybe it's Pacquiao's last fight, or he's going to have one more. So let me know your feelings, predictions in the box below. But yeah, for me, Pacquiao's the greatest.